Prime-time local news, serving the Lakeland and Midwest regions.
Hello and welcome to Primetime Local News. I'm Lane Hoffert and thanks for joining me. Border City Connect's 4th annual Play It Forward charity hockey game took place today. I found out why this year's event is so special. This year's Play It Forward charity hockey game hit the Service Sports Center at 9 this morning. The 12-hour game is a fundraiser for Border City Connects, an organization that mainly transports people facing greater physical and mental challenges to their destination.
So this is year 4 of a little idea I had 4 years ago where I said, what does Lloydminster love? Lloydminster loves community. Lloydminster loves hockey. How can we marry those two things together to better our community? So Border City Connects has been a charity close to my heart for a lot of years. And so we put the Play It Forward charity hockey game together. 48 players out. They've all got to fundraise $500 minimum each to play in the game.
Play It Forward founder and organizer Aaron Buckingham says that much of the work Border City Connects does for Lloydminster flies under the radar. Last year alone, the organization helped hundreds of thousands of kilometers worth of people reach their medical appointments.
People don't realize how much Border City Connects does in the community. The caravans we've replaced with this game in the last 2 years, last year alone, did 275,000 kilometers, traveling people to and from medical appointments in and out of town. So that's why we're here.
This year's game is the first since the passing of Glenn Fagnan, the first president and later executive director of Border City Connects. To honor his legacy and all he's done for Lloydminster, his daughter Brandy participated in the ceremonial puck drop.
It's weird this morning to be here without him. He's been with me with this since we started it. We did everything together over the last 25 years, and he did everything for the community. So I hope we can really blow our fundraising goal out of the water this year, just to honor him. And to have his daughter out to do the ceremonial puck drop this morning, to me, was very important. We had to have her here just for him.
The game is both a great fundraiser and the perfect opportunity to celebrate a man who dedicated his life to making Lloydminster a better place. Lane Hoffert, Primetime Local News. Bridges Chevrolet in North Battleford has won the President's Club Trophy for 2024. Our Jackson Fontaine has more.
The General Motors President's Club Award, which is given out to the top 50 dealerships in the country, awards them who go above and beyond in sales and also customer satisfaction.
Well, it means everything to win it because it is the most prestigious award within General Motors for its body of dealers. We increased our new sales from 404 new vehicles that we sold in 2023 to 544 in 2024, which I think is about a 34 or 35% increase.
Bridges had a record-breaking year in 2024, selling 140 more new vehicles than 2023. In total, with new and used, they sold around 850 vehicles this past year.
It was by far our best year that we've ever had in terms of volume, profitability, customer satisfaction awards, all that kind of thing. So, and simply the only way that we can attain something like that is just by building the team that we have.
This is the third time Bridges has won the award. They were handed out the trophy back in 2019 and also in 2005. Dwayne is very thankful for his staff and all their hard work they put in.
I really, really do have the best possible team anywhere in North Battleford, maybe even the province. We built a team of really, really, really good, strong managers, plus our salespeople and all our staff, for that matter, are phenomenal. They're the reason we got the award, of course. So.
Lafreniere believes that treating his customers like family will help keep them happy and wanting to come back to Bridges. Jackson Fontaine, Primetime Local News.
Lloydminster is taking the next steps to map out some of the future development areas in the city. Before any new developments take place in the southwest portion of Lloyd, a structure plan is required by the province of Alberta. The intent of the document is to ensure compatibility between existing areas and new developments.
Southwest Area Structure Plan takes into account the 17 and a half quarters that were basically annexed 2 years ago and takes it through the next step. So there's a series of steps that have to happen, and the Area Structure Plan is the next step that kind of outlines what we anticipate being developed in that area.
There are 4 phases before the structure plan is passed, including collecting more data and hosting public engagement events.
Will it say where a house is actually going or a potential business? No, but it will give a general layout. When you see the map come back, it'll say, we believe this area will be residential, there'll be some commercial here, potential for industrial, but certainly commercial and residential, parks, and things like that. At a high level, I'd say at about a 5,000 foot level, it would be a good comparison, because on the ground is when you really get into the neighborhood structure plan.
The Southwest Area Structure Plan will return to Council at a later date. It's time now for this week's edition of What's Happening. Here's Heather Klages.
You've got an opportunity to hear some great songs and hear great stories behind the songs coming up tomorrow at the Songwriters in the Round. It's taking place in Vermilion. Amanda Kupa will be a part of this event, so will Caroline Park and Cassie Cameron as well. And Caroline Park, she is a very talented songwriter, and she just released an album late last year. She's already working on music for a new album that she hopes to release later on this year. So you'll hear some great music from her. Amanda Kupa will be singing some songs and telling some stories, and she says there might be a new song or two thrown in as well. Songwriters in the Round, it's coming up tomorrow at the Red Brick in Vermilion. It gets underway at 3 p.m. Next Friday night, April 11th, it is opening night for Pistols and Posies at the Kit Scotty Hall. Get your tickets now for this fun night out at the annual Community Dinner Theatre. Throw on your glad rags when you head out to this show and enjoy some familiar faces up on stage in Pistols and Posies. Enjoy an absolutely fantastic meal. Plus, there's going to be raffles, prizes, and a whole lot of fun. There are still some tables available, or if you just need 2 or 4 tickets, you can get those as well. Get in touch with Julie at 780-808-1217. Next Friday night is opening night. There's another show on Saturday night, and then on the Sunday, they have a matinee performance. So plenty of opportunities to see this fun show and support the local community at the Kit Scotty Hall with their upcoming dinner theater, Pistols and Posies. The 13th annual Marwayne PBR, it is 1 week away. It's coming up next Friday, April the 11th. You've got a chance to see some of the toughest cowboys take on some of the meanest bulls. The night gets started with the wild pony races, then the bulls will buck, and then you can dance the night away to live music from the Prairie Dogs. Tickets will be available at the door with proceeds going to the Marwayne Arena. Well, whatever you choose to do this weekend, we hope you stay safe and stay healthy.
What's Happening is brought to you by Northern Factory Workwear, Circle Drive East, Saskatoon, and Highway 17 South, Lloydminster.
We'll have more primetime local news after the break. Big Brothers Big Sisters of Lloydminster's annual Poutine Week is a week away, and there are a number of poutines to try. Abby St. John has more.
Big Brothers Big Sisters of Lloydminster for the past 6 years have been putting on Poutine Week. It's a very exciting week full of different kinds of poutine from different restaurants around Lloydminster as a way to raise money for Big Brothers Big Sisters. And today I'm very happy to be joined by Jacqueline Weed and Alyssa Sanderson from Big Brothers Big Sisters of Lloydminster. Thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks for inviting us.
Now, going right into Poutine Week, like I said, this has been going on for several years now, which is amazing. So for those who this is their first time hearing about Poutine Week, maybe give a brief description of what it is and what the purpose of it for Big Brothers Big Sisters it is.
So Poutine Week was designed as a way to raise money for our mentoring program. So as with anything that we do, all of the money raised comes back to support the creation of those life-changing mentoring relationships and then supporting them on their journey. So Poutine Week was just we had seen Saskatoon Big Brothers Big Sisters had a successful campaign, and we thought, let's just give it a try. And that was back in 2019, and it has just taken off. People really love it. So we've just continued on with it every year and sort of added things. So here we are today.
It's wonderful. And like I said, it's fantastic. Who doesn't love a good poutine? It's great. It's a very Canadian staple. So it's amazing to have a full week of it. Now, going off of this year, talking a little bit about this year, I saw on your Facebook there are a ton of restaurants to choose from this year. So talk about this year, what the options are, and if there's anything new that has been added this year.
So from April 11th to 17th, we have 11 restaurants participating in this year's Poutine Week. We have Rolling Greens, Cheers, Mary Brown's, The Proper, Yummo, Mr. Bill's, Rusty's, Osmo's, Winging It, Flavors and Rolls, and Cedar Kebabs. So very exciting. We have a lot of restaurants participating this year. You just go to the restaurants, you choose which poutine you would like to have for your meal, and $3 from those poutines go to Big Brothers Big Sisters to help support our mentoring programs. So it's very exciting. Restaurants are competing to find who can get the most poutines sold and their fan favorite poutine. So to vote for fan favorite, we have QR codes that you can scan, and you just scan it, enter in which poutines that you have enjoyed, and then we tabulate the votes and find out who wins.
That's amazing. And yes, I forgot about the voting and picking which one is the favorite. I do remember that. And that is exciting because it does add a little bit of competition to it. Now, there are specific poutines. The restaurants have listed specific poutines for this week. So it's not that you can't just order if a restaurant has multiple different kinds, you can't just order any one. You have to order the specific ones, correct?
Yeah, and the servers should be able to tell you which ones they are, but we do have them pinned to our Facebook page as well, with all the ingredients, because we know people have allergies.
Wonderful. Now, just to further remind people, when is it taking place? And if they want to look at those menus or get any other updates for Poutine Week, where do they have to go? And when is it taking place?
So it kicks off on April 11th, which is actually National Poutine Day, and then runs until the 17th. And they can get updates on our Facebook page. And actually, I was just also going to mention that if people want to vote, they don't just have to use the QR code if you're not techie and like you're like me and you can't figure out how to use those ever. You can take a picture of your poutine and just post it, tag us on our Facebook page, and we'll get the vote. Alyssa keeps track of all that.
Wonderful. Well, it was great to talk to both of you. Poutine Week is it's fantastic every year, and this year is going to be no different. So I wish you the best of luck for this year's Poutine Week, and thank you so much for joining me.
Thanks.
Thank you, Abby.
Take a step back in time with the Lloydminster Museum's Time Traveler Tuesdays, where kids are able to explore history in a fun and engaging way. Our Astarte Lazo has the details.
Today I'm joined by Jenna Barold, and today we'll be talking about the Lloydminster Museum's Time Traveler Tuesdays. And thank you so much for joining me today, Jenna.
Thank you so much for having us on here for Primetime Local News.
Awesome. So the museum has this Time Traveler Tuesdays event that you guys have. And so can you tell me a little bit more about the event?
Of course. So Time Traveler Tuesdays, as its name suggests, happens on Tuesdays. And so it is geared for students ages 5 to 9. And so some of the themes that we have had in the past is the history of money. We have explored what is an artifact, and they were able to create a little bowl as an artifact to take home. We have done the history of Pasenki. The next one that will be happening is on May 6th. And so it is a program that is a lot of fun. We have typically homeschool students that join us for this program, and they get to learn lots.
Well, yeah. And so what's the inspiration behind this event?
Well, it seems that, I am a lover of history. Here at the museum, we enjoy history, we enjoy learning, we enjoy teaching. So it's a really great opportunity to get knowledge out there and for people in the community, kids in the community, to learn and to have fun. And as well, we noticed that there was a little bit of a gap in the homeschool programming, especially with our museum and within the community. So we thought, why not reach out to that group and make something work for them? And so far, it has been a wonderful success.
Yeah, that sounds amazing. And so, how can people participate?
People can register online at lloydminster.ca/register. And in there, you can look for Time Traveler Tuesdays, or you can give us a call at 780-874-3720.
Perfect. And so, can you walk me through how the start to the end of the event would be like?
So each program we start out, because it's Time Traveler Tuesdays, sometimes we dress up. So the kiddos can put on a hat, they can put on suspenders, so they can really get into the program. Then we explore what is our topic today. Is our topic a history of communication? We go over and answer that question, what exactly is communication? And then we do fun activities from there. So the one we had just this last Tuesday was history of Pasenki. So we started off with what is Pasenki? Where did it come from, which was Ukraine? And then we go through its history, how long it has been done. And then we always do something hands-on. The program is an hour and a half long, so it's really good to do things that are hands-on. Either we make crafts or we explore the museum, we decorate eggs, such as the example for Pasenki. We make an artifact, like making a little bowl. So something always hands-on, and typically they get to take something home with them. So if you are interested, if you have a kiddo that's between the ages of 5 and 9, please sign them up. We would love to host them, and we hope that they have lots of fun.
Perfect. Yeah. Well, again, thank you so much for doing the interview with me today. And this sounds very exciting. And yeah, thank you again, Jenna.
Thank you very much for having me on here.
We'll have more news after a look at your closing market numbers.
Today's oil prices are brought to you by First General Services.
Last night, we brought you the story of a musician from Cut Knife who recently won a Juno Award. Stacey Comer has more now with Jake Vodland, including how to vote for him in a national contest.
I have a special guest today joining me on Primetime Local News. Jake Vodland is here from Cut Knife, Saskatchewan, which is only about an hour or so from here in Lloydminster, for those who are not aware. And Jake, let's talk about the Juno Award first. Thank you for joining me, and congratulations on your big Juno win.
Well, thank you very much. Thanks for having me. Happy to be here, of course. Very excited about the Juno win, yeah.
What was that like when they called your name? Is it something that seems a little bit surreal still?
Well, I guess, of course, everybody hopes to hear their own name. So, sitting there in anticipation. But I also have a tough time with competition and wanting to beat other people. So I try at that moment and leading up to that moment to not think about it and to try and think about something else. So when we were waiting, I was actually looking at the food on my table, thinking about how after this I can eat it, because I didn't have an appetite up until, because I was so nervous about it. So I was looking forward to eating that and trying to think about that. And then I heard my name, and for about 1 second I got excited, but that shut off right away, and I went straight into entertainment mode and made sure that I got up to the stage in time. People around my table stood up to give me hugs and shake my hand, people on our team. And I didn't notice it because they all laughed at me afterwards that I ran away on them so fast. Because immediately I tried to get up to that stage before there was any dead air, before the clapping stopped and before the music stopped, get a quick, tight speech in, and then get off before they turned my music up too loud on me. So I was excited, but I am an entertainer at heart, and that became the job at that point. So.
Well, and now, Jake, you and the Sturgeon River Boys up in another contest with SiriusXM. And this is amazing, a chance for you to win $25,000. And this is a national contest. So it's called the Top of the Country contest. And we have until the 8th to vote for you. Voting is super easy. Don't even have to create an account, just log in and click. So tell me a little bit about how did you get nominated for this contest, and how people can learn more about how to get involved and vote.
Yeah, well, I don't know how the heck we got involved in it. I was over in Europe. We were touring, and I got there, and we were touring there all through Spain, the Netherlands, going to England. There was some time off in between, and I had planned to stay there because I didn't want to fly back and fly again. So I was bragging about how happy I was. My manager said to me, "Are you sure you don't want to fly back?" And I said, "Yeah." He said, "Well, I got an offer for you." I said, "Whatever it is, I don't want to do it." He told me that it was this top of country thing, and after thinking about it for a while, I realized, SiriusXM has been good to us, and I want to work on our build a good relationship with them. And they flew us over to Toronto to record a song. They flew us back the next day to go back to our tour across the ocean. But we were in a wonderful studio with the best film crew and recording crew I've ever worked with. Wonderful studio. They covered all of our expenses. Just absolutely wonderful to us. And we recorded our new song for it. My new song, Everybody Loves My Little Darling. And now you can vote. We're alongside other wonderful artists like Nolene Hoffman, of course, my good friend of mine. We worked a lot of crowds with her. And you can vote. It started on April 1st. You can vote every day, once per device, up until April 8th. And of course, we'd really appreciate help and support from those who like our music to vote for us, of course, up until April 8th. If we do happen to be able to make it into the top 3 or win, it'll really help us extend our reach and get out to more listeners and fans that would really like to hear our show where we haven't been able to play yet. But at the end of the day, I hate competition, so I don't really, I never wanted to run faster than my friends in track and field at school. So it's the same thing with people like Nolene Hoffman. Of course, I want her to win just as badly as I'd like myself to have that opportunity. So at the end of the day, just very happy to have a new song out for people to listen to. Very happy with the relationship with SiriusXM, and I'm so happy to be working alongside with these wonderful entertainers in the business.
Now, Jake, the style of music, and we talked about your new song, Everybody Loves My Little Darling, it's that traditional country roots. How did you decide that was the music you were going to sing? Especially, for a young guy, a lot of people would gravitate maybe towards more pop or rock, but why is it that you like this style?
That might actually be one of the reasons why other young people gravitating towards that. I've always I dress like this. I've always sort of done the opposite of what other people my age are doing. My home, you get a little bit of a taste of what it's like, and the house is all decorated in vintage stuff. All the desk that I'm calling you from is over 100 years old, for example, and most people my age they wear Nike and get all their furniture from IKEA. So I didn't want to do it that way. And they all like to play the other music. And so I decided to play this. I think that's a big reason. I like to do the opposite. The other reason is I grew up in an area where it was a popular kind of music. And I always did enjoy it a lot. We got into jam sessions on the farm and stuff like that. Started working with a neighbor boy that lived just down the road. I'd worked on the cattle farm with my family, and then he'd worked on a sawmill with his dad. And at the end of the day, we'd pick up my grandpa's reel-to-reel tape machine. We'd go to the local church building, and we'd record some songs in there on that tape, and thought we were so cool, And that sort of just built up this passion for it. And I decided to try and become a professional entertainer and take it on the road, make my living doing it. And we've been able to do it. And so very happy about it.
Well, Jake, it's been a pleasure speaking with you today. I know you've got more of the tour coming up here. And once again, the SiriusXM contest, we encourage everybody to vote for you. Love your music, just love your stage presence. Everything about you is just fantastic. So hopefully we can catch you back. I know you've performed in Lloydminster, but we hope to see you again at some point. And good luck with, like I said, the contest and the tour and everything else, and hope we can chat again sometime.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Now let's take a look at your pets of the day.
Send photos of your pet and their name to have them featured on Pet of the Day.
That's all the time we have today for Primetime Local News. I'm Lane Hoffert, and thanks for joining us.